Hey, greetings of the day, everyone. Hope you're all gearing up for the 31st night and all set with new resolutions for the year 2026. So, wishing you and your families a very happy and prosperous new year 2026. May you all achieve whatever you have planned to accomplish in the coming year. With that said, this video is nothing new, but the previous video that I published, the heading being K travel, right? That was again, if you see all my videos, I've been using a sidereal zodiac. Basically, I use the Krishnamurti AYANAMSHA and the Alkabites house system. So some of my friends were just asking me, if you really see, even today in the astrological fraternity, there are a lot of people who still vouch by the tropical zodiac. So they don't really use the sidereal zodiac. Example, I know Anthony Lewis. I've seen him use the Placidus house system in the tropical zodiac. Benjamin Dykes, who is, I mean, a legend who's written so many, who's translated so many books. He also uses tropical zodiac. I have not seen, I've been seeing his lectures, but all of them are based on the tropical zodiac. And my guru again is not really in favor of using a tropical zodiac, but then you see, you still have like two schools of thought, one that goes with the tropical zodiac and one that goes with the sidereal zodiac. Now, when we say sidereal zodiac, obviously you have that inherent complexity around which is the best Ayanamsha to be used, right? Because you have the Lahiri Ayanamsha, you have Chandrahari Ayanamsha, you have Krishnamurti Ayanamsha, you have the Babylonian Ayanamsha, and then you got like Fagan Bradley Ayanamsha, which I believe is very close to the Babylonian Ayanamsha. So obviously there is like 2 dozen Ayanamshas that are that most I would say advanced software will offer, for from which you can make a selection. But then I said, okay, let us try to also look at the same event. I mean, the K travel event where the scribe came down to India and from the US and again travel back to the US. What if we use the tropical zodiac and a whole sign house system? As I said, the concept of primary directions is house system and Ayanamsha agnostic. In the sense, you're free to use any house system that works well for you. And again, Ayanamsha, the primary directions don't really change, but obviously the bounds, the terms of the significators obviously will not be the same if you use a tropical Ayanamsha instead of a sidereal Ayanamsha. And even between sidereal Ayanamshas, you will see the significator either entering into the terms of a particular planet much earlier or much later. So obviously you have those complexities, but then as I said, right, at some point in time a particular Ayanamsha and house system starts really working well for you, and you are able to use that and make most of your predictions. As I said, it's not etched in stone. People go by what works for them. It's the kind of best practice, but the theory, the concept, the underlying concept does not change. You apply very well, apply the same rules and try to predict. So that was the primary reason I thought of making this video. So it's a repeat of the video K travel, which was the most recent video that I posted on my channel. But then you are now using it or analyzing it through the lens of a tropical zodiac and a whole sign house system instead of a quadrant house system, right? So a lot of technical stuff that I mentioned, but I hope, I mean, the practicing astrologers would have definitely understood what I'm trying to accomplish through this video. So maybe the real explanation will be much shorter than the introduction, but I just, let's quickly get into the chart. So this is the same chart. If you want more details, you can refer my previous video, right? So if you see, the left chart is the natal chart, and I have provided the details of the scribe, and the right one is the most recent solar return. Okay, and this is India. Okay, just in case somebody is wondering, right? Now obviously this is about a foreign travel. So let us see, using again the concept of primary directions and distribution through the bounds using a tropical zodiac and a whole sign house system. Are you able to see this in a similar way how I have explained it in my previous video? Now let us look at the directions that are active, right? As I said, the travel happened towards the end of November, and then again the return travel also happened towards the end of December, a couple of days back. So basically, pretty much you can assume the month of December. Now let us look at the active primary directions. Okay, if you see on the 22nd of November 2025, right, the sun was directed to the terms of Venus in Aries. The sun was directed to the terms of Venus in Aries. Okay, now see the beauty. The sun was directed to the terms of Venus in Aries. Now, if you see, Venus is at 11 degrees. Venus is at 11 degrees of Aquarius in the natal chart. Look at the revolution chart. In the revolution chart, you see Jupiter at 11 degrees in the sign of Gemini. So basically, you have the revolution Jupiter trining the chronocrator Venus, because the sun is directed to the terms of Venus. And why sun? Sun is the sect-light, described as a daytime birth, diurnal chart. So and my guru always says that the sect light also gives us a lot of insights on important events. So Venus is a chronocrator because the sun is directed to the terms of Venus, and revolution Jupiter actually trines, it's like a partile trine to the chronocrator Venus. So Venus is actually forming a connection with Jupiter. And what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the ninth lord. Jupiter is the ninth lord in the whole sign house system. So the ninth house is Sagittarius. So the chronocrator Venus is connected with the ninth lord Jupiter, and Jupiter is also the 12th lord. So typically 9th and 12th, both cadent houses, are associated with travel. One more way of looking at in the Vedic way, right? You always talk about a standard horoscope, which is always an Aries ascendant, right? Even in an Aries ascendant, Jupiter is the natural ninth lord. So Jupiter again is associated with travel, foreign travel and stuff. That's another way of looking at it. It's more like many Hindu astrologers use this concept where they always have the reference horoscope based on Aries. So I mean, that is another way, but here it is I'm sorry, quite clear that I'm sorry, Jupiter is partilely trining the chronocrator Venus, and Jupiter is the ninth lord. So quite cool. I mean, second thing that I wanted to bring to your notice is, yes, as I said, this person had come down to India for some work related stuff, visa and all that stuff. So obviously there is a lot of MC and 10th house things involved. Let's see if the tropical chart is also able to show that. Now you see, ascendant is directed to the terms of Saturn in Taurus. So ascendant is directed to the terms of Saturn. So Saturn is an important chronocrator now. And where is Saturn? If you see, Saturn is well dignified in its own sign. Saturn is in the 10th house. So obviously, work related matters are highlighted. Okay, and right, another interesting thing is, if you see, the solar return or the revolution ascendant is Capricorn, and that actually coincides with the natal or radic start 10th house. So again, the 10th house matters are surfacing. So obviously work related matters. So the scribe also got a change of project and a lot of other things, right? So that is another event that is quite clearly visible from this chart. Let us look at profections. Now this person was born in 1989. So in 2025, 89, so the scribe completes 36 years, and the 37th year is in action, or she's running the 37th year. So so when you say 37th year, it again comes back to the ascendant. So the profected ascendant is back to 12 degrees of Aries. So the lord of the year is Mars, because Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars is the lord of the year. Now, if you see Mars, sorry, right? So Mars is 17 degrees of Cancer, right? And if you see Saturn is 18 degrees of Pisces. So in the revolution chart, you see Mars is again applying a trinal aspect, very close trine, because Mars is just 1 degree away. So revolution Mars, okay, trines revolution Saturn, right? So Mars as a chronocrator, because it is the lord of the year, is again trining Saturn. So basically Mars forms a connection with Saturn, and Saturn is again the 10th lord as well. So it is the natal 10th lord. So again the 10th house related matters are highlighted, because this year was quite significant, from a 10th house related stuff in terms of job, projects and all that stuff. So I think the tropical chart also is equally insightful, and it is showing both the 9th and 10th house matters highlighted. I think this is a very good example where it does not matter whether you use a tropical zodiac, a whole sign house system, or a quadrant house system. The underlying principles don't really change. The way to analyze a chart using primary direction distribution through the bounds, though the bounds may vary, it will still pretty much show the same event. It's all about how we are supposed to see it. And as I keep saying, you should not do the analysis in isolation. You have to have both the charts, whether you want to use it in a manner where these two charts are juxtaposed side by side, or you want to I would say superimpose and do it in a bi-wheel fashion. That's a personal preference. But then, in my view, in my experience, this is the correct and holistic way of actually analyzing a chart. So I hope you like this example. And trust me, I've seen people watching my videos. Honestly, I have not seen people liking it. At least, I'm assuming and hoping that practicing astrologers who know the subject a lot more than me, who are professional astrologers. Honestly, I'm not. I just do this for educative purposes. But someday I would definitely like to teach this full time. But please do encourage, please do like, please do subscribe. If you know people who enjoy these kind of concepts, who would love to watch, please share a word. And stay smart and have a great year 2026, and wishing you all the best. God bless you. And this is Subramanian signing off. Thanks. Bye.